She's about to embark on her first ever headline tour. It is the best feeling in the world to introduce her onto this stage tonight. Please, would you give a huge welcome to the absolutely fantastic Sydnie Christmas.
She walked onto the stage with a shy smile and a festive name, but what followed stunned the world. Sydnie Christmas wasn't just another hopeful auditioning for a dream. She was a storm wrapped in a song.
Please welcome Sydnie Christmas!
Her voice sent chills down spines, her presence silenced the room, and within minutes, she had the judges and millions of viewers hooked. But behind the golden confetti and thunderous applause lies a story few ever heard. A past filled with secrets, whispers of experience, and accusations that shocked loyal fans. Who is the real Sydnie Christmas rising star or seasoned performer hiding in plain sight? This is what Britain's Got Talent didn't tell you. Sydnie Christmas shakes up. Britain's Got Talent. Who would have thought that a simple gym receptionist could leave an entire theater in awe? Sydnie Christmas, just 28 years old, proved that dreams are still alive on Britain's Got Talent. Raised in Kent, but now living in London, Sydnie had been singing since she was only 4 years old. Even her grandmother remembered how she was born to sing, and Sydnie herself admitted the first song she ever sang had stayed with her for 24 years, even though she hadn't performed it since. When Sydnie walked onto the BGT stage, she immediately caught the judges' attention with her bright personality. She introduced herself in a cheerful tone, explaining her name was Sydnie Christmas, even joking about her middle name being Mary.
Hello everyone, my name's Sydnie Christmas.
That fun introduction made everyone like her straight away, though nobody expected the powerhouse performance that was about to follow. The choice of song was Risky Tomorrow from Annie, a tune that Simon Cowell famously dreads because of its difficulty. Sydnie bravely took on the challenge. When she began singing, the audience was stunned by her powerful high notes and unique style. Some even felt she brought a gospel touch to the classic show tune. In an instant, her heartfelt delivery silenced the room and drew tears from some of the people watching. Before long, everyone was cheering her on, moved by the emotion and power in her voice. Sydnie was about to experience a moment she would never forget. The judges react a moment that changed everything. As the final note echoed through the theater, the entire audience jumped to their feet, applauding with thunderous cheers. What had just happened on the BGT stage wasn't just a performance, it was a moment of raw emotion and undeniable talent. Even before Sydnie had finished her song, many people in the audience were visibly emotional. Her voice didn't just hit notes, it touched hearts. Her two grandmothers, sitting proudly among the crowd, led the wave of cheers that quickly spread across the hall. The judges were just as taken aback. Bruno Tonioli, the passionate British-Italian choreographer known for his dramatic flair, was the first to speak. He described Sydnie's performance as pure art. He praised her ability to pull the audience in with her presence, her timing, and the power behind her high notes. How do you make people want more? You tease them, you surprise them, then you explode. That's art, he said enthusiastically. Alicia Dixon echoed his excitement. Having judged talent for years, she recognized Sydnie's uniqueness immediately. You are full of character, full of personality. You've got it all. Say no more, you smashed it, Alicia said, her energy matching the roaring crowd behind her. Amanda Holden, a veteran judge since 2007, spoke last. She praised Sydnie's warmth and humor and called her performance the most heartfelt version of Tomorrow she'd ever heard. That's when Amanda reached for the golden buzzer and changed Sydnie's life forever. The golden buzzer, Sydnie's life-changing moment. Uzerny fell to her knees, overwhelmed with emotion, unable to hold back her tears. It wasn't just the sound or the sparkle, it was behind that buzzer. After years of dreaming and struggling, this one moment confirmed that her talent had finally been seen. The golden buzzer on BGT isn't just a sound effect. It means the contestant is fast-tracked straight to the semi-finals. For Sydnie, it was a dream finally beginning to come true. She jumped and laughed, still stunned, as she embraced her family backstage. Amanda's words had moved her deeply. The crowd's reaction had proven she had something special. But the journey was far from over. Just before she left the stage, Simon Cowell, the hardest judge to impress, called her back. Known for his harsh critiques and high standards, Simon had rarely changed his mind about songs he disliked. But this time was different. He admitted he'd always hated the song, Tomorrow, but Sydnie's version had changed his view. "Your control was amazing," Simon said. "I used to hate that song, and now I love it. That was brilliant."
Your control was amazing. And I used to hate that song, and now I absolutely love it.
With that, Sydnie's audition became one of the most memorable moments in BGT history. A star is born, viewers react, and internet buzz begins. After her unforgettable performance, Sydnie quickly became a trending name. Social media platforms lit up with reactions. Fans, celebrities, and ordinary viewers alike couldn't stop talking about her. Comments poured in about how she had brought the audience to tears and gave people goosebumps. Many felt her version of Tomorrow was not just beautiful, it was transformational. Her rise was fast, but so was the public's curiosity. People began digging into her past, and that's when the mood started to shift for some. While many were inspired, others were skeptical. They questioned whether she was truly an amateur, as presented on the show. It didn't take long for internet users to discover that Sydnie had a background in musical theater and had performed in professional productions like Starlight Express. Some online viewers were upset. They felt misled, thinking BGT was only for unknown talents with no industry experience. One comment said, "She's already performed in West End musicals. How is that fair?" Others claimed that Sydnie had taken the golden buzzer spot from someone more deserving. Despite the rising wave of criticism, her supporters defended her, pointing out that talent and hard work should be recognized no matter someone's past. They argued that her performance was so moving, it spoke for itself. What started as a perfect moment for Sydnie was now turning into a debate across the internet. The controversy deepens: is BGT only for amateurs? As more people shared their thoughts online, the debate around Sydnie's background grew louder. Critics claimed that Britain's Got Talent was supposed to be a stage for undiscovered amateurs, not trained professionals. When viewers found out that Sydnie had been part of major stage productions like Starlight Express, one of the longest-running musicals in West End history, they questioned if she belonged on the BGT stage. It wasn't just Starlight Express. Sydnie had also appeared on Stage School, a reality show filmed at a well-known performing arts academy. To some, this looked like a clear sign she was already deep in the entertainment world. One viewer commented, "She's acting like she's just starting, but she's been in shows since she was a kid." These discoveries led to accusations that Sydnie's BGT story was misleading. Critics said the show failed to fully disclose her performance history. Others believed it was another example of how reality shows bend the rules to highlight certain contestants for drama and ratings. But her fans pushed back hard. They argued that being talented or having experience doesn't mean success comes easily. Many pointed out that Sydnie still worked as a receptionist, proving she hadn't yet made it big. They insisted that her audition was genuine and that raw talent, no matter where it comes from, deserves to shine. The stage was now set for a deeper conversation about what BGT really stands for. Other contestants under fire: is Sydnie's case unique? While Sydnie Christmas faced criticism over her past performances, she wasn't the only BGT contestant to be questioned. Viewers began pointing fingers at several others who, like her, had professional experience before appearing on the show. One of them was Innocent Masuku. an opera singer who amazed the judges with his powerful voice. Masuku had already built a solid reputation in the opera world. He had trained and performed with the Cape Town Opera, won multiple awards like the Samro Competition's Merit Award and the Drake Clee Trust Award, and even performed in major shows like The Magic Flute and Porgy and Bess. His impressive resume made fans wonder, was BGT really discovering unknown talent, or were these performers already known within their fields? The conversation didn't stop there. Another example was Bobby Goldfin, a comedian who first flopped on stage with 4 red buzzers, but returned with a second act based on the idea that goldfish forget things quickly. People speculated that Bobby was actually a famous comedian in disguise, possibly last year's winner, Vigo Venn. His large following on TikTok and Instagram added fuel to the claims that he was no amateur. As more names popped up, questions about the fairness and transparency of BGT kept growing. Sydnie's story had triggered a wider debate about the line between professionals and rising talent, and whether that line even mattered anymore. When past fame meets present talent, more contestants spark debate. Sydnie Christmas wasn't alone in facing criticism. Other performers with professional history also came under the spotlight. One notable case was Geneviève Coté, a finalist from the same BGT season. Known for her unique talent of mimicking nature sounds, Geneviève had already appeared on multiple talent shows across the globe and had earned golden buzzers before. She was a finalist on Canada's Got Talent, where she received a golden buzzer from Howie Mandel, and later appeared on France's Got Talent.
My name is Geneviève Coté. I am from Laval, Quebec, and I am the golden buzzer of Howie Mandel,
where she got another golden buzzer from host Karine Le Marchand. To top it off, she was selected for the America's Got Talent Fantasy League, showcasing 40 of the best Got Talent acts worldwide. These appearances raised eyebrows among BGT viewers, many of whom were frustrated to see familiar faces on what was supposed to be a platform for fresh talent. They questioned whether the show was becoming more about star power than undiscovered dreams. Even Alicia Dixon's Golden Buzzer act, Ravi's Dream Team, had already seen success. The group had worked with famous names like Damon Albarn and Paloma Faith on a charity single, a sign to some that they were already part of the industry. As more contestants were revealed to have previous fame, fans grew divided. Was the show still about giving regular people a chance? Or was it evolving into something else entirely? Sydnie responds, setting the record straight. With rumors and online criticism building up, Sydnie Christmas finally broke her silence. During an appearance on ITV's Lorraine, a popular morning show hosted by Lorraine Kelly, she addressed the growing controversy. Calm and confident, Sydnie explained that while she had performed before, she had never made it to the West End, her ultimate dream. She admitted that she'd been in shows like Starlight Express.
Sydnie Christmas! That was so joyful, and that was you are living your best life.
But stressed that these were stepping stones, not signs of success. "I haven't done the West End yet," she said. "That's the dream, to be a leading lady." Sydnie explained that while she had performed in theater, it was never in the kind of starring roles she truly aspired to. She also shared the challenges she'd faced over the years. Despite her love for music, she often found herself stuck behind barriers, rejections, closed doors, and self-doubt. Her day job at the gym was a reminder that talent alone isn't always enough. But she joined BGT to take a chance, to open a door that had always seemed locked. "Just to give it a go," she said with a hopeful smile. Her response wasn't defensive, it was honest. And for many viewers, it felt genuine. They saw her not as a star hiding her past, but as a dreamer trying to move forward. Behind the curtain, Sydnie's past comes to light. As the debate continued online, more details from Sydnie Christmas's past began to surface. Fans and critics alike dug deeper into her background, uncovering photos, clips, and records of her performing over the years. A fan even posted a home video of her singing from 9 years ago with the caption, "Sydnie Christmas has had a long, hard ride getting this far." Sydnie herself opened up more on social media. On Instagram, where she had over 6,600 followers, she posted a heartfelt message announcing the end of her time with Starlight Express. 2.5 contracts, 4 years later, I hang up my skates, she wrote, sharing a backstage photo. She described the memories as unforgettable and the people she met along the way as unforgettable too. The post gave fans a clearer picture Sydnie hadn't just stumbled onto the BGT stage. She had been working hard in the performing world for years, chasing opportunities, often behind the scenes. What looked like an overnight success was actually the result of countless auditions, rejections, and sacrifices. Instead of damaging her image, this honesty made her story more relatable to some. Many people started to see her not as a professional trying to cheat the system, but as a passionate artist who had never stopped chasing her dream, no matter how long it took. Transparency in talent shows a long-standing debate.
Sydnie Christmas made history as the first female singer to win Britain's Got Talent.
The controversy surrounding Sydnie Christmas opened the door to a bigger conversation that Britain's Got Talent has faced for years. Fans questioned whether the show was truly for ordinary people with raw talent, or if experienced performers had always been part of the lineup. A TV insider eventually stepped in to clear the air. Speaking publicly, the insider explained that BGT has never banned performers with experience. The show has always been open to both amateurs and professionals, they said. This wasn't the first time such criticism had surfaced. Back in season 3, the show had to defend contestant Shaheen Jafargholi, who had already appeared on TV and stage before auditioning. Shaheen, a talented singer and actor from Wales, went on to finish 7th in 2009. Since then, he's had a successful career, landing roles in shows like EastEnders and Casualty. Yet at the time, he even faced criticism for having prior exposure. This history made it clear. Sydnie was far from the first to be questioned. Still, the debate remained. Should BGT be a stage only for unknown, undiscovered talents? Or is it about giving every performer, regardless of background, a new chance? Supporters argued that what truly matters is how someone performs when given the spotlight, and Sydnie had already proven that she could shine when it mattered most. Supporters speak out the power of Sydnie's performance. Despite the backlash and intense discussions online, a growing number of people came forward to support Sydnie Christmas. These fans didn't just defend her, they celebrated her. Many of them believed her past experience only made her performance stronger, not less valid. They admired how she took a difficult song like Tomorrow and turned it into something emotional and unforgettable. Some fans admitted they were unsure at first. One viewer commented, "When she started, I thought she was just okay. But when she hit that key change, wow, the emotion poured out, and I felt every word." Others pointed out how refreshing it was to see someone so confident and natural on stage, without using a tragic backstory to earn sympathy. Sydnie's charisma and humor, especially when she introduced herself and joked about her name, had already made her likable. But her talent, her voice, timing, and stage presence had made her unforgettable. People began saying she didn't need to explain her past because her present was powerful enough. Viewers also appreciated that she didn't try to play the victim. She didn't hide her past, nor did she exaggerate her struggles. She simply performed with heart. And that honesty, combined with talent, made many feel that Sydnie deserved every bit of the spotlight she received. A dream rekindled Sydnie's goals beyond the show. Sydnie Christmas never hid what she truly wanted. From the moment she stepped onto the BGT stage, her dream was clear to sing on the West End and become a leading lady. She shared that ambition openly during her audition, and later repeated it during her interview with Lorraine. For her, BGT wasn't just about winning a show, it was about opening a door that had always seemed just out of reach. In that same interview, Sydnie described how tough the journey had been. She said there were times when it felt soul-crushing, facing constant rejection and holding on to a dream that seemed so far away. Still, she kept going. Even when she had to work jobs unrelated to music like front of house at a gym, she never gave up the belief that someday, somehow, the right moment would come. That moment was BGT, and while the road ahead was still uncertain, she had already taken a huge step forward. For Sydnie, that golden buzzer wasn't just a ticket to the semi-finals. It was a message that her dream was alive and possible. As she shared with viewers, just to give it a go, that's what it was about. And giving it a go had already taken her farther than many ever expected. Recognition from the West End, a star inspires another. Not long after Sydnie's BGT audition aired, her performance began making waves far beyond the television screen. One of the most heartwarming responses came from West End star and celebrity Big Brother alum, Marisha Wallace. Known for her own powerful vocals and Broadway history, Marisha had a deep connection to the song Tomorrow, having released her own version 4 years earlier during the challenging times of 2020. When Marisha heard Sydnie's rendition, she was moved. She took to Instagram to express her admiration, saying Sydnie had not only done justice to the song, but had reignited its magic. For Marisha, it wasn't just a great performance, it was a reminder of how music can bring hope during tough times. She proudly shared that Sydnie had made her emotional and praised her for capturing the heart of the song. Sydnie responded with pure gratitude. She called Marisha an idol and thanked her for being a source of motivation. The two exchanged warm messages, and their public interaction reminded fans that talent often connects people across stages and borders. This recognition from an established West End performer meant everything to Sydnie. It was a sign that not only had she impressed the BGT judges and viewers, but she had also earned respect from the very world she hoped to enter professional theater. Life after the Golden Buzzer fame meets reality. Even after earning the Golden Buzzer, Sydnie Christmas chose to stay grounded. Just a few days after her emotional performance aired, she was spotted back at work greeting clients at the boutique gym where she worked as a receptionist, the same job she had mentioned during her audition. It surprised some fans, but for Sydnie, it was reality. She posted a photo from her workplace on social media, along with a message thanking her supporters. "Back to work after a heartfelt weekend," she wrote, adding how lucky and grateful she felt for all the love. Although she had told the judges that this wasn't the job she wanted to keep long-term, Sydnie knew she still had responsibilities to fulfill while waiting for new opportunities. Despite the golden confetti and massive praise, Sydnie hadn't yet made it. Unlike winners, Golden Buzzer recipients don't walk away with prizes, they earn a chance to go further. It's a stepping stone, not a finish line. But something had changed. Her name was now known, her story shared, and her voice remembered. Her fans stayed hopeful that her BGT journey would open bigger doors, possibly even the West End stage she dreamed of. For now, Sydnie was balancing fame and everyday life, chasing a dream, while still living in the real world. The future ahead, a royal chance for Sydnie. With the Golden Buzzer in her hand and the nation watching closely, Sydnie Christmas now stands on the edge of something much bigger. If she makes it through the semi-finals and wins the show, she'll earn a spot at the prestigious Royal Variety Performance, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to sing in front of none other than King Charles III himself. For a young woman who once sang quietly in her childhood home and later greeted guests at a gym front desk, this is a moment that could change her entire life. The Royal Variety Show is more than just a performance. It's a stamp of honor in the UK entertainment world. And Sydnie, with her heartfelt voice and genuine spirit, now has the chance to stand on that grand stage. She's already captured the hearts of millions. Despite the controversies and debates, many still see her as a symbol of resilience, someone who never gave up, even when her path was unclear. Whether she takes home the BGT title or not, one thing is clear: Sydnie Christmas has arrived. Her journey reminds us that talent, when paired with courage and authenticity, can shine through any doubt. As her story continues, fans across the world are cheering her on, waiting to see just how far her voice will carry. Sydnie Christmas walked onto that stage with nothing but her name, her smile, and a song, and walked away with the hearts of millions. In a world full of noise, her voice cut through with pure emotion and purpose. Yes, the road behind her was long and filled with struggle, but her courage turned each setback into strength. She didn't just sing, she told a story, and the world listened. Whether on a talent show stage or under the bright lights of the West End, her dream feels closer than ever. If this is just the beginning, we can only imagine what comes next. One thing's for sure, the name Sydnie Christmas won't be forgotten.